You know, that's why you have friends since first grade and people play standards. You know what you should ask a person? You should ask them where their concept of a relationship is coming from.
Did Lil Meech wreck his own life? Or was he just a pawn caught up in a dirty game run by heavy hitters like 50 Cent, Rick Ross, and Floyd Mayweather? Behind the blinding jewelry, wild lifestyles, and crazy social media blow-ups, there's a much darker story about manipulation, loyalty, and raw control. Lil Meech's story pulls back the curtain on the entertainment world, a place where young stars get used up and tossed aside by big bosses working the strings from the shadows.
I took him to, because I was tied up on the day, I took him to like the Sugar Factory.
Is that a strip club?
It's something like that. It's almost like that for kids.
From his fast rise under 50 Cent's wing to his jaw-dropping fall from grace, Lil Meech's ride has been packed with betrayal and messy drama. His wild spending, sketchy circles, and public beefs made everybody talk. But look closer, and you'll find even creepier truths about how deep the power games go in the industry.
Because I don't think that it matters who's making more money. I think it matters the terms of the relationship, how you get involved in it, right? Because I think friendship is the strongest form of a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Was Lil Meech just reckless? Or was he being played like a puppet by the people around him? This ain't just about one guy messing up. It shines a light on the bigger system that sets young stars up to crash and burn. Was Lil Meech easy to target because of his name, his legacy, or both? Once you start peeling back the layers, you gotta wonder, was he ever really making his own moves? Or was the whole thing scripted from the jump? Section 1. Lil Meech's wild fallout with 50 Cent. At first, Lil Meech looked like he was ride or die loyal to 50 Cent, the man who lifted him out of nowhere and threw him into the spotlight with the smash hit BMF. But that loyalty crumbled fast when Meech popped up hanging with Rick Ross and Floyd Mayweather, two of 50's biggest enemies. Fans were left straight up confused, wondering why Meech would risk his whole career over some shaky alliances. Whispers started flying that maybe Meech wasn't even calling his own shots. People started saying big names in the industry could have been pulling strings, using him to fuel old beefs with 50 Cent. The way Meech flipped from being 50's golden boy to a straight-up backstabber had everybody thinking, was he pressured into it? Hidden motives seemed to be lurking all over this messy drama. What looked like smart moves at first ended up torching his relationship with 50 Cent for good. The whole switch-up feels shady, hinting that there was way more going on behind the scenes, and raising major alarms about how easily young artists can get used and tossed around in the industry. This whole mess put a spotlight on just how dirty the game is when you're young and trying to survive the twisted world of celebrity beefs and fake friendships. Section 2. The $5 million meltdown. Word on the street is that Lil Meech blew through almost $5 million, all the cash he stacked from BMF in just 3 short years. Fancy whips, ice dripping with diamonds, and designer fits. Meech went all out and fast. But this wasn't just some kid wilding out. A lot of folks are saying this whole big spender lifestyle might have been pushed on him by older industry players. Some even think it was a trap, setting him up to stay broke and easy to control by hyping up that flashy life. Word is, some industry players might have set Lil Meech up to stay hooked on their help and influence, turning his wins into straight-up exploitation. This ain't just bad luck. It shows how deep the game runs when it comes to trapping young talents and flipping their success into control.
I didn't do well in group sports.
Oh, see, we're opposite. I love it.
Yeah, I like to be where if I lose, it's my fault.
Oh.
Not that I know exactly why we lost, because you couldn't guard your man.
Meech's money troubles weren't just about reckless spending. They shine a light on the shady ways celebrity culture can be used to keep stars in check. Keeping up that flashy image ain't just for the fans. It's a silent leash, tightening around these young artists. Lil Meech's financial crash might not have been an accident. It might have been a plan cooked up from the start. Section 3. The secret addiction and 50's intervention. Lil Meech's money problems got way worse when reports came out about his heavy addiction to whippets, a dangerous habit that's been glamorized by some celebs. This wasn't just a bad look. It was a full-on crisis. Out of nowhere, 50 Cent swooped in, paying for Meech's rehab and pushing him toward getting clean. Sounds like a heroic move, right? But people started side-eyeing the situation. Was 50 really just trying to help? Or was he making sure Meech stayed under his thumb? Even though 50 Cent looked like he was just being a real one, some say he was actually tightening his grip. Helping Meech out made 50 look like the big-hearted boss to the public. But behind the scenes, it kept Meech dependent and locked into his power. It's a dirty line between real care and straight-up manipulation when it comes to mentor-protege relationships in the industry. And Meech's story is proof. How much are you really worth when the whole industry is built on power games? Especially in a world where personal moves are decided by people pulling strings behind the scenes. Section 4, played by Rick Ross and Floyd Mayweather. At first, Lil Meech linking up with Rick Ross and Floyd Mayweather looked like a boss move, breaking free from 50 Cent's grip and stepping into his own power. But the real tea spilled quick. Industry insiders say Ross and Mayweather weren't lifting Meech up. They were just using him to throw shade at 50.
Because if the concept is coming from tradition, then it may not naturally match up with the way we live right now. We live in non-traditional times. It's modern times. That's no noise, man. No noise. When you just feel a sharp pain in your sharp pain in your back, you know you're in the wrong place. You wasn't supposed to be in that yard.
And when the clout dried up, they straight ghosted him, left him standing alone, wide open and vulnerable. It's a cold game. Meech wasn't building alliances. He was being played like a chess piece in a feud way bigger than him. This whole messy fallout shows just how shady celebrity culture can be. Young, hungry talents like Meech get dragged into beefs they barely even understand, then tossed aside the second they're no longer useful. Meech's situation is a loud warning to every new artist out there. Not every hand that reaches out is really trying to help. His struggles shine a harsh light on how the entertainment world chews people up, using them for their moment, then kicking them to the curb. Section 5. Did 50 Cent cross a line with Big Meech? Things got even crazier when 50 Cent cranked the drama to a whole new level, accusing Big Meech, Lil Meech's own father, of cooperating with the feds and basically calling him a snitch. Big Meech didn't waste a second. He fired back hard, flat out denying the ugly snitch allegations and saying he'd rather die than betray anyone. But even with Big Meech standing strong, 50 Cent didn't back down. He poured gasoline on the fire by dropping what he claimed were official court documents for the world to see. And that move had everybody asking, was 50 really chasing the truth, or was he just playing a dirty power game? A lot of people believe 50's stunt wasn't about justice at all. It was about sending a cold message straight to Lil Meech. By throwing dirt on Big Meech's name, 50 was flexing hard, showing that he could shake their entire legacy if he wanted to. This savage move tore the wounds even deeper, leaving Lil Meech stuck between protecting his pops and risking an even nastier war with one of the most powerful names in the game. Defending his father meant crossing a man who held serious weight in his career. A no-win situation. At the end of the day, 50 Cent's bold move crossed a heavy line, dragging private family loyalty into the brutal world of industry power plays. It exposed just how cold and personal the entertainment game can really get when egos, reputations, and control are on the line. Section 6. Jealousy, fatherhood, and a broken bond. One of the wildest claims came straight out of 50 Cent's own mouth, saying Big Meech was jealous of the tight bond he built with Lil Meech. This accusation cracked open a whole new level of mess, showing that 50's so-called mentorship wasn't just about business. Insiders say 50 Cent knew exactly what he was doing, stepping in like a surrogate father and playing off Lil Meech's deep emotional needs just to keep him loyal and under control. The whole idea of Big Meech being jealous hints at something way darker, straight-up manipulation. It looks like 50 Cent might have been pulling strings to drive a wedge between father and son, making sure Lil Meech stayed loyal only to him. If that was the plan, it shows just how twisted and controlling celebrity mentorships can really get. These moves paint a nasty picture of what happens when personal agendas start outweighing real care. If 50 was really out here breaking up family bonds just to tighten his grip, it shows a cold, calculated side of the game, where even the people claiming to help you might be playing you the hardest. Section 7. Instagram wars and public humiliation. The beef didn't just stay behind closed doors, it exploded all over Instagram. 50 Cent went in hard, clowning Lil Meech for blowing through money and living reckless. But these weren't just jokes. Every shot 50 took was a strategic hit, meant to break Lil Meech down in front of the world.
Every petty post wasn't random. It was a carefully planned move to wreck Meech's image while boosting 50's control. Fans ate up the drama like it was pure entertainment, but most had no idea they were watching a real power play unfold right in front of them.
This wasn't just about roasting Lil Meech. It was about setting an example. By dragging him through the mud so publicly, 50 was sending a loud warning to anybody else thinking about stepping out of line. Cross me, and you're next. Social media became 50's battlefield, and he used it like a boss, running psychological warfare on Lil Meech and reminding everyone who really runs the game. Section 8. Lil Meech's panic mode. Can he bounce back? Now isolated, broke, and dragged through the mud, Lil Meech is scrambling to pick up the pieces. He's been reaching out to old allies, trying hard to save what's left of his career and name. His desperate moves show he's finally realizing just how deep the manipulation ran, and just how ugly the game can get when you ain't the one holding the cards. The entertainment world don't play around. Once you're seen as a problem, they move on fast. Lil Meech's messy situation shows just how brutal the system is for young artists once the industry decides you're not worth the trouble anymore. Right now, his future's hanging by a thread. It all depends on whether the big players in the game decide to forgive, forget, or freeze him out for good. The real question is, can Lil Meech pull off a comeback? Can he shake off the dirt, rebuild trust, and finally take control of his own story? It ain't just about spinning the right PR, it's about showing real growth, real maturity, and taking real accountability. That's the only way he's got a shot at climbing back. Conclusion. Lil Meech's downfall ain't just about one guy making bad choices. It shines a burning light on the dark side of the industry itself. His story exposes how ruthless, cold, and dirty the celebrity game can be. Was Lil Meech just a young dude getting played by heavyweights like 50 Cent? Or was he willingly rolling the dice, knowing full well the risks? Either way, his fight to clean up his image shows a sad reality. Behind all the glitz and flashing lights, young stars often get used up, thrown away, and forgotten once they stop being useful. This vicious cycle of using and tossing out young talent needs to be called out. It's time for real talk about how deep the manipulation runs, and real change to make the game safer for the next wave of artists trying to make it big. Lil Meech's story should be a wake-up call. And if nothing else, it shows that chasing fame without watching your back can cost you everything. If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Drop a comment down below. Let me know your thoughts on Lil Meech's wild ride, and I'll catch you on the next one.